Hey everybody, figured I'd finally do an update because it's been a hot minute since I've done anything on the 68. It's taken them a little bit longer to get me some of the parts. I do want to take a second here and do kind of an unboxing of the nostalgic AC parts kit for that 68 Camaro. Kind of what we got going on here. I went ahead and mounted the condenser, but it does have pretty much everything in here, it looks like so far. Only thing I've yet to find is possibly the brackets for the actual new evaporator for the inside. We got your hoses here. We got your crimp fittings. In here just already crimped. And it may be in here. I haven't pulled it off completely out yet. We got your compressor here. And I pulled the brackets out to go check and see how well they fit. Condenser fit well. And we'll go over here and I'll show you kind of what we're doing. I just pulled out the old heater box. So condenser fit really well. Only little bit of trimming I had to do is right here, just so it fits the, we'll flip it on the other side so you can see it, the voltage regulator. And I did pull the brackets out just to see how well they're going to work. This doesn't look too terribly difficult, but basically like so, just a lot closer. That bracket is going to have to be trimmed so to fit that front header tube, but it should be about right where it goes. And then you'll be able to adjust it in and out, which is really nice on there. I might have to go get a little bit different hardware, but that's kind of suspected. It's a 68 Camaro with a long water pump on it, so it's got basically 69 stuff on it. Once again, the thing I'm a little sad about is it didn't come with, I guess I could make it, because that blower motor's no longer used, it's all internal. And I got to pull the coolant out, and I need to get the heater core unhooked real quick. Do that. But I didn't do a little bit more body work to it though. Trying to finish all that stuff up. So they did modify my heater controls, so I still get to use my original heater controls in here. I just stuck them back in. As you'll see, there's even a whole wiring harness that hooks now to the switch. And then they've also got this dial, which that's more than likely going to be the AC. Turn it on and off. Got to figure out where I'm going to put this to hide it. I don't want that to be sticking out, but I want people to be able to see it at the same time. So I haven't 100% decided where to put that, but we'll figure it out. So we still got a heater core in there. So once again, I got to drain the coolant before I do that. And then we have the new evaporator box. And it basically goes in like so. We have your drainage line down there. We have all the fittings here, blower motor. A couple other things I'm just nitpicking. They could have put a couple extra screws in some of this, and they weren't exactly screwed in correctly in the housing, but it does say made in USA, which is kind of nice. I might see if I can't get a couple of extra screws. And then basically for this AC install, we got the block off plates that go up here for the fresh air vents, and I got brand new vents for it, and I got that brand new radio I'll do after all this stuff's in there too. So I got to do that block off. We got to do this block off. Pull that. Somewhere in here we have to drill all the holes. What I'm wondering is if I could just run the hose up through here and do the hoses here, kind of hide them a little bit here. Maybe do one hose that would route in front of the inner fender that shoots over, because all that's got to be over here. I'll look at it and see what makes the most sense. Make sure it looks good. But it's a little bit more done to this one. I've just been waiting on parts, trying to get this thing buttoned up a little bit. And then after that, it's literally just I got the brand seats are recovered. Once again, the headliner is done pretty much. I need to get some visors and stuff to throw in it. And I got the new sail panels. I painted all of that stuff. Still need to pull the paper and all back out of there. So it's getting closer. And I did a little bit to the Camaro. We just been cleaning it up. I need to pull the doors off. The only thing I'm waiting on it is I got to pull the doors off, and I need to sandblast the inside of the door frames. And it's pretty much going to be pretty close to ready to go. And then still need to do the 12 bolt for this car. And I got to do the C5 disc brakes on the front, and I want to put the power brake booster and all on it too. So she's got a lot of stuff to do. At least we got some parts now. We'll see how fast I can button this stuff up. And I got brand new gauge cluster for it. 68. Need to paint the steering wheel. It's kind of chipped up. And then once again, no console in this car. I'm not putting it back in. Don't particularly care for the console. Alrighty. Thank you for watching. So a little update. So we went ahead and put the AC compressor on. It seems like everything's okay. Looks like it fits well. I didn't notice that in there, but it looks like it's going to require a double power steering pump pulley. So I'll switch that belt back one more on that crank pulley, and that should be good to go on that. And it looks like the bracket might be slightly bent, but I can fix that when I put it back together. Also, that bracket had to do a little bit of grinding. Keep in mind this was completely flat across here, so I had to come in there and grind that out. Looks good. There's plenty of clearance. Bolts right up. Looks good. So you got your extra bracket up here. I got to take it off, sand it, and paint it black. Probably clear coat the compressor. So it looks a little bit better on there. So now I still need to drain the coolant and figure out how I'm going to route these hoses over here. I mean, worst case scenario, I could drill holes in the heater box. Probably wouldn't hurt to get some insulation too, to insulate the inside of the blower housing here. And I think I can buy just a cheapy little plastic cover for the blower motor too if need be, just so it has it on there, because I'm OCD. I know no one's ever going to see it and everyone's ever going to know it, but I'll know it. Alright, so keep watching here. I'll do another update here hopefully after I get the stuff mounted. So we got one of the vents in, so it's in there completely. Now just to show y'all a little bit of how I'm able to put these together, because you do not use the fresh air doors anymore. I got plugs up there I got to paint and stick in there. But what the problem is these are now the adapters. The adapters are slightly too big, so you're going to need to cut them down a little bit so it actually fit into that hole. Now you want to make sure there's a very slight drag on it, because this is what actually holds the ball from vibrating. And then from there, what I've done is I've drilled the holes slightly larger in here, slightly smaller there, so when it slides in, you'll see that it has like a tight fit, and that way it slides all the way in, and then just like normal, it'll bolt directly over there in the dash. So see if we can get some more done. And the next modification I had to do is, you'll see there's a little piece of white in there. That actual adapter does not fit directly over it. So I cut 4 pieces of metal and I drilled screws through both. So that way it's all good together. I'm still going to tape around it to make sure it looks really nice. But as you see, it's not big enough to go around it. But this here keeps it from having any air blowing back. And I'll wrap it around with some tape. So things I still need to do. That heater core needs to come out. I did order some insulation, so I'm probably going to slow down a little bit today for what I want to get done. But I am going to go ahead and pop these bad boys out and put the plates in here with the new gaskets. I got them, and then we got the plates to stick on it. And that'll probably be about as much as I want to do today. But I will be back on it next week and get the mat in there, put this in, drill the holes through it, get the cover for the fan, blower fan, and let's get this thing knocked out. Oh, and I painted the brackets. I got them all painted. So I just did like a low gloss black. And I clear coated the compressor because I hate stuff when it oxidizes. But these are the eBay stainless steel headers, so it looks pretty good there. So the only thing that's really, once again, got to be done is a double pulley on there. But then we should be good to go. We'll hook that up. And then pretty much Dennis is sticking lines on, cutting lines to length, and then hooking up all the hose to dryer to that back there.